Hello, everybody. I've got another Vibrant Women Traveller question I'm going to answer for you today, and it's around travel insurance. So it's quite a common one we get. Obviously, legal T's and C's. I'm not allowed to give advice about travel insurance. Legally, I can't tell you which insurance to buy, and I'm not an expert. But I thought I'd just run you through a few options and ways that you can do your own due diligence about checking the right travel insurance for you. So I'm just going to share my screen with you so you can see what I'm looking at. So you can always go to compare the market. This will give you the biggest problem that you're going to have with travel insurance is that nobody wants to read the terms and conditions, okay? So there's a few things that you do want to make sure you're covered for, even if you don't read the entire PDF disclosure statement. So compare the market. You have to put in an email address to get access to their details. But what I've done, so this question's come from Shana. Thank you, Shana, who's coming to Bali with us. And Shana's been on a few other trips with us. So I'm just using her as an example. From the 8th to the 14th of June, for one traveller, a single trip to Bali. So one thing you need to note is the excess. The more excess that you're prepared to pay, the cheaper the premium. So it just means to make a small claim, it may not be worth it, but it's really only for important emergencies. If you have a pre-existing illness or ailment, like so many of our demographic, you can tick this little box here that says allow medical assessment. So it's going to, these ones are going to allow you to add a pre-existing illness or medical condition. And also, of course, that bumps up your premium. Since I had my TIA 2 years ago, that's a small stroke, my travel insurance has gone up about $200 per policy because I'm now a higher risk category for that happening again. Okay, so you can just go down, have a look. You can view the product details so you can see things like what it's going to cover in terms of COVID. I like these little tick and flick lists are easier for my eye and my comprehension than reading a whole lot of text running together. So you can go through and see what is important to you. So that's a little comparison, compare the market, and I'll put the link below in the comments of this video. So in terms of do we recommend any travel insurance, I've had a good experience with, and you're going to have, everyone will have a different opinion because some people would have had good experience and some people would have had perhaps a not so good experience. Usually when people have a not so good experience, it's because they were unaware of what their travel insurance did and did not cover. So I just want to share a couple with you today. And just so you know, we are based in Australia, and so these are geared towards the Australian market. I apologise if you're viewing this from out of country, but if you are out of country and you want some assistance, please reach out to us and we can do some research for you as well. Okay, so first of all, something that people are doing quite often these days is using their credit cards that have an attached international travel insurance policy. So you need to know that there's some rules around activating that before you travel. So I'm just using the NAB for an example. You need to make sure your card's one that's eligible, and you need to spend at least $500 of your prepaid travel costs. So usually, I'd suggest doing that for your flights or something before you leave Australia to activate your travel insurance. In your bank, if it's a bank one, you can go in also and add your overseas travel where you're travelling to so your bank knows that you're travelling. That's important to do. You must have an overseas return ticket and be under 81. You can also see that there with Allianz is the underwriters for that policy, so you can go on and look at anything. There's a little checklist here of what's covered, what's not covered. So you need to, it's important to see what's not covered, any pre-existing medical condition of any person, including you. Okay, so you can obviously contact Allianz Global Assistance to see if they will cover you. It's going to cost you $75, which is perhaps more than the policy would be anyway. So just, there's certain things that aren't also going to be covered. For example, maybe anything to do with animal rides, like a camel or an elephant. So Shana's coming to Bali. If she wants to jump on the back of a moped, that's not going to be covered unless you add it extra because it's a high-risk activity. Water sports, some hiking, skiing, water, snow, adventure activities, basically. So Bali, you're pretty, I don't know, you're just going to be having massages, eating yummy food. Mind you, those footpaths are pretty deadly, especially if you've had a couple of mojitos. So just be careful about that. You might need to add some extra into your travel insurance. So one of the insurance providers that we have had good feedback about from our Australian travellers is NIB. So you can just pop on. They make it super easy to get travel insurance these days. You can just, enter where you're going to, and you can put when you're going. I'm just using the dates 8 to the 14th of June. And I'm going to say that we're 55. Ooh la la. If you're an NIB Health member, you'll get a discount, but I'm not. So get a quote. Let's see where this, well, that's a pain, isn't it? Oh, because it says January and not June. All right, that looks better. No country. I'm going to enter Bali. If you're traveling to a few countries in a year, so sometimes we have, so it's listed at there, sometimes we have women who will be coming to Morocco, Spain, and then Nepal and Sri Lanka, something like that. You can get like a worldwide cover, might be cheaper. Put in the details, do a comparison. So a lot of people just get the most basic insurance. That's fine. As long as it covers you for what you want. So you can see cancellation for, prepaid travel arrangements like your flights, accommodation, etc. But overseas medical expenses, you really want that to be unlimited because you don't know what it's going to be. Coronavirus travel costs, this is interesting. It's not such an issue anymore, I've got to say. But, if you pay the bit extra, but it's double, you will be covered up to $10,000. So I'm here behind that. So hospital travel delay, it happens. That happens a bit. I recently went to Borneo and our luggage didn't arrive and no one could help us. And it's surprising what you have in your luggage. And when you add it all up, if you were to replace it, it can be a bit emergency luggage. Oh, we needed that. Anyway, we just saw it as an opportunity to go shopping in KL. And also, there can be some things related to work which may not apply to you. So NIB, we've had good feedback about them. We've also, personally, my travel company I use is Covermore. If you go to the Vibrant Women website, just for ease, under our group, we've got travel insurance for women, and you click on that. You can read, I put a lot of stuff about coronavirus because people were wanting to know all about that. But if you click on get a quote, it will take you through to where to get a quote there. So I've already put in the details here for Bali. So let's compare to NIB and see what we get with Cover-More. So I think most people don't need International Comprehensive Plus unless you're going for like a business-related travel, something like that. But International Comprehensive, pre-trip COVID cancellation, that's good. Unlimited, 15,000 luggage, or smartphone cover, that's good. Travel delay cover, yes, very good. And you can just go down and compare. Oh, resumption of journey, that's an important one to have sometimes. And that means that if you're on a group tour with us and you're sick, which has happened, and you have to be left behind for 2 days or something, that you can, the expenses will be paid for you to join us in the next city when you're feeling a bit better. And of course, because it's an organised tour, we help you organise all of that. So I know it feels like it can be daunting, but really if you just see optional moped available, so you might need that if you're coming to Bali, instead of trying to think about, going through every single thing and reading the PDF, just think about the most important things that you do want to have covered. And if you have a pre-existing medical condition, make sure that you do add that in. And then, just know it is going to bump up your cover a little bit. But the top ones are the important ones with your medical, with cancellations, travel delays, and also hopefully not hijacking, luggage and travel documents. So, and look at all the things that you can be covering, all of your devices, some jewellery. So I hope that was helpful to you. Again, I'll put the link below to compare the market so you can see that. Make sure if you're using your bank that it's going to cover you, for example, pre-existing medical conditions. And the ones that have been recommended to us in Australia by our guests are NIB and Cover-More. You might have another one that you absolutely love. Please pop it in the comments. We're not tied to any of these. We used to sell travel with Jane Travel Insurance, which we really loved because it was all about reducing the pay gap in gender equality, but they didn't make it through COVID, unfortunately. So I hope that's been helpful. Please pop any questions below, and I look forward to answering more of your travel questions. All right, have a great day.